Smile 2 is in production. That's probably a horror film or something. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I did see trailers for that one. I saw it when I went to go see Godzilla and Kong. And that made me forget, like, how many Planet of the Apes movies they made. I feel like it was more than 5. Next is Triple Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalan took the stage, not just for his own movie, Trap, but in support of his daughter, Ishana Night Shyamalan, who directed The Watchers. Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story. Okay. It's also a Warner Brothers movie. It's a documentary. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. Okay. Joker 2. See, here's what I thought after hearing about another Joker movie. I feel like they're making too much. I have not seen any Joker movie since The Dark Knight. And that was like in the mid-2000s, I would think, or late 2000s. I feel like they're just making way too much Joker movies. Sooner or later, you're gonna have like a Joker-verse. Just as much as the Spider-Verse. Speaking of which, I think, I still have yet to see that trailer for the new Spider-Verse movie. God, when we went to go see that Across the Spider-Verse, the animation was fucking phenomenal. And I've only just found out recently that they've actually, Sony Pictures Animation actually used AI to fine-tune the movie. At first, I was legitimately upset. But then, if it was to only fine-tune, like, do some final adjustments of the movie, and just let the animation artists, like, do most of the hard work, then that's fine. Let the animators do their thing, and then have AI do the small finishing touches. Right? I could see AI helping us with that. I can also see AI as a tool to help make pipelines easier. But if it was something to do along the lines of doing an entire movie on its own and stealing artwork, that's a no-go. That is definitely a red flag. Like an entire AI-generated movie and not have anything to do with real actors, real animators, not even like real sound or shit like that, then that would be the most god-awful thing ever. Like, you can have AI, but don't let it be the kind of AI that will take your job. And I think I've pretty much just, I feel like I've pretty much just explained it more than enough about my situation. Like some job, like I'm gonna get some job or have my old job back one way or another. It's gonna happen eventually. I am actually planning to go to the job fair in June, which is hosted by Taffy. Taffy's like a really good animation festival group. And I think a graduate that I know of that was from Loyalist College is like a really big person. Like everybody knows her. Everybody knows her from somewhere. And she was a graduate from Loyalist College just as I was. It was just like a grade higher than I was. Jesus, look how big this guy is. Is the Shallowtail Reaver. We're trying to get a Wave Rider Gatekeep from him. And it looks like these guys just kidnapped a lot of ladies here. Ah, so that's where the kidnappings come from then. Oh, he's dead. Oh, so that's... I am not one of them, I swear. Okay. Okay, so... It might be the kidnappings from these guys. Or maybe it was from another group, like the Serpent Reavers. What's the next one? Oh yeah, the sequel to Beetlejuice. It's just called Beetlejuice. May have given us more questions than answers at CinemaCon. Not only did Warner Brothers show a second longer version of the trailer with a bunch of new footage, but also a behind-the-scenes featurette that focused on the sets and practical effects. It is going to have the original cast, but I think it's going to have that one actress from Wednesday as the kid. I think so. Because I would feel like the kid from the older movie, yeah, from like the first movie, is a lot older by now. Like, I think that first movie came out in like, what, the 80s? 80s? Early 90s? I don't know. Nosferatu. Nosferatu. It's an R-rated vampire movie coming to Christmas this year. Oh, yeah, the Fall Guy. It's not the Fall Guy we're thinking of. It's, something starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. It's an action comedy movie. Twisters. Oh, that's right. That used to be a film I used to love watching. The first Twister movie. It was also back in like, what, the 80s or something like that. Because when I was a kid, I always thought like, I know I was scared of like thunderstorms, but I always thought like natural disasters was like so bizarre to me. It was like a low-key kind of thing. Like low-key, I loved watching natural disaster videos, like 2012. Oh, no, it's called a guilty pleasure. That's what it is. One of my guilty pleasures is watching like natural disaster films. Like 2012, The Day After Tomorrow, San Andreas, and Twister. But it looks like they're making a sequel to the Twister movie. Making it plural. It's just called Twisters. It's literally just plural. Only increased than anticipation. The big reveal is that the story is about scientists trying to stop tornadoes as they are happening, though that obviously doesn't go too well. Plus, the size of the tornadoes in this movie and the scope of their destruction is just way beyond the original. I could see that. I could see that happening. Paramount News? Were they talking about like Sonic 3? We thought Lionsgate had big news. Well, Paramount took that to a whole new level, announcing over a dozen brand new titles. Oh yeah, here they are. The Transformers G.I. Joe live-action crossover. That's what that was? What was it, Transformers 1? The Running Man, directed by Edgar Wright, starring Glenn Powell. A new Avatar: The Last Airbender animated movie. Star Trek movie. And a new Trey Parker and Matt Stone musical with an assist from Kendrick Lamar. That's some of it. Unless he's not going to mention Sonic 3. I'm pretty sure that's like top. Yep, Deadpool and Wolverine. 9 very R-rated minutes of the year's only Marvel movie, and they did not disappoint. I can't wait to see that one. Mickey 17. I don't know about that one. Starring Robert Pattinson. Inside Out 2, that's right, the next Pixar movie. Which people are really just forcing a lot of fan arts in Twitter or somewhere that people just want to make an emotion called horny. Because let's face it, when you're coming of age at around like the age of 14 to 15, that's when your hormones just skyrocket. That's when your sexual awakening starts to happen. But should I really even say that? That's when you start to feel funny. As the older generation says, you start to feel funny at the age of 15. I will say that. And I think number 1 here... Oh, Gladiator 2. Is that the Are You Not Entertained thing? Or was that something else? Also, it looks like they didn't mention Sonic 3, but I'm pretty sure that's part of the Paramount news. But yes, they did show Sonic 3 footage at CinemaCon, and they did show Dr. Robotnik as being fat. They're gonna have Jim Carrey in a fat suit, because the actual reason why he became fat is that he was so depressed that he cannot find Sonic anymore. That's what that is. And I'm very excited about that. Oh hey, the boss. Here we go. Psh, you Thalia spawning grounds, shore walker. Oh. Oh, they're fishmen. They're literally just Zoras. Den the Orca-toothed. That was the boss? I don't remember that guy being scrunkly. It's literally just a fish man. That's actually pretty hilarious. Yeah, I was going off of like a list of things that happened at CinemaCon. That was supposed to be talking about like the Sonic 3 stuff that showed, which I'm very excited for. There's gonna be like a fight that happens with Sonic and Shadow on a motorcycle. And also Shadow beating the hell out of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Bubbles begin forming on the water surface. But where? Oh, there's the unnatural ripples. Oh. Oh, never mind. They just send out reinforcements. Not until I kill the leader first. Victory screech. Woo! Hey, first dungeon complete. And all you just have to do is grab the rewards at the end. Oh, that's right, you get like plundered outfits in this one. Because it's like a fishing, it's like a pirate cove. This is not bad for a first dungeon that I did. I was just like plowing through all waves of enemies. Like I feel like I've pretty much gone through every single enemy in that dungeon and went through every crack and crevice. So now all you just have to do is go back to Baderon and tell them the good news. What I want to know is for Sonic 3 is there going to be other introduced characters that are going to show up from the Sonic franchise? Like, I have a feeling like it's most likely going to be Rouge the Bat. And what Amanda was saying too, like once the Knuckles series comes out, they could have a little teaser at the end of the series that could lead on towards the third movie, like Rouge is gonna show up, talking to him about the emeralds that they located. And that's gonna lead on into the third movie of them searching for the emeralds. And Robotnik seeking help from Shadow to take him down. That's what's gonna happen, I just know it. And I think the government and Gun is gonna be involved. Because that's literally what happens in Sonic Adventure 2. They're gonna have the president involved. Aye, such a task was on the books. Was, mind. I'm afraid that ship has already sailed, friend. Might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Satasha? Dolores Bear. That's his name. Huh. It would seem that ship has not only sailed, but now returns to harbor. None the worse for its voyage. A pity. We dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter. The wheel will turn and our chance will come. You're right, of course. But there shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. I think this is supposed to be like a small party. Not a wink of sleep, great leader. Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse of Eorzea. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for you, and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You will not think to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as arms and armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be a small party. Back then, are you? Well, all your limbs and an ale to tell, I'll wager. Yes, we have much to talk about. Fishbacks. And there I was thinking you only have a crack a pirate skull or 3. 7 hells. You turn your back for 5 bloody minutes and the scaly bastard set up shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still, sounds like you left them in pieces, so I don't suppose they'll be carrying out whatever mischief they was planning. Unless they was planning on feeding themselves to the funnels of Satasha, of course. Any roll, all's well that ends well. God, the rolling of the tongues. Thanks for shedding some light on this mystery. I knew you'd get the job done, lad. You always do. Now, I'll be here dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking on another job. It just so happens that I've had a request from our sister guild in Gridania. That's right. It seems the forest folk in need of an adventurer. What can get things done? For them to ask for help like this, you can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade. But after the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything you can't handle. Give us a shout when you're ready. Yeah, I think the next quests are going to be to take on the first dungeons that are in Ul'dah and Gridania. So, like... Wait, party finder? Do I just, like, search for a party? Yeah, so since we did the first dungeon of Limsa, now we have to do the first dungeons of the other 2 countries. Call of the Forest. Ready to hear about the job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know. But whatever it is you get asked to do, I somehow doubt it's posed any trouble for an adventurer as survived the bedlam of Satasha. If you think you might be interested, you'll want to have words with Mother Mion, me counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, mate. My friend Carly was just asking if we were to play Stardew tonight. They finally got me into playing Stardew Valley a couple days ago because they just added an update where you can now actually have up to 8 players per farm to play together. And we're like a huge group of like 6, most likely. So it's kind of like hard for all of us to play together if there's like a group of 4 for a game for us to do. Like Lethal Company can only go up to like 4 players, but if you do a mod for like bigger company, you can have up to like 40, which is very well plenty enough for us to do. Speaking of which, like, I think we still need to make more content for that one, because I think they just came out with a new version of Lethal Company. They've added 2, or I think it's 3. I think it's 2 new maps that are like higher price than like Rend. And 3 new enemy spawns. There's the Butler that happens inside the facility. And then there's the mechs that are outside that can kill giants. And yes, the giants can be killed, finally. And then I just noticed about these little, like, I think they're the manticoil enemies, like the little birds. They can attach onto your head and start to slowly drift you, like slowly lift you off the ground, like they're trying to get you to fly away. But now what I've heard from Alec is that there are other mods. Wait, what was that? The challenging? Oh yeah, the challenges. That's right. The quest that I just did there was to unlock challenges that I can do to earn more experience and rewards. Like slay a certain amount of monsters, go through every single piece of the map, go through a certain dungeon several times, etc., etc. And the PvP stuff is also added in there too. Yeah, there's battles that you can do, like complete dungeons through Duty Roulette, Lev quests, fates, crafting, gathering, treasure hunting, the gold saucer. I could literally just do a lot of gold saucer challenges if I wanted to. But that's another like off-screen thing that I love to do. Like stuff like this is what I love to do. It's like completionist kind of thing. But anyways, I think I heard from Alec that there's like new mods that would be so fun to add. So the Ghost Girl, you can add like Herobrine from Minecraft as the Ghost Girl, and that'd be like the funniest shit ever. And when he gets you, you turn yourself into like a Minecraft mob. And I was wondering if you can turn yourself into a villager. Take a seat wherever you like, friend. Our waitress will come take your... Oh, not here to dine? Dare I hope that you're the adventurer Baderon sent word about? You are! The matron be praised! Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mion, and the Carline Canopy is my place. With regard to the task in question, there is a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Fire in the gloom. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Beg pardons for interrupting, Mion, but our need grows ever more pressing. Have none stepped forward? And good day to you too, Bowlord. Your need be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is your journey hasn't been wasted. I am pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. My thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Lewin, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. That's a huge-ass bow, good lord. Now the time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Temptera Deepcroft. The place was once a Gelmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been seen skulking about the Deepcroft, and with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deepcroft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I fear a storm may be brewing. In anticipation of this, I have been compelled to spread our forces throughout the Twelveswood, lest we be taken unawares. The situation so being, we must turn to others to deal with the Lambs of Dalamud. Can we rely on you to undertake this task, friend? Nods in agreement. You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your preparations, pray make your way to the Deepcroft and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. May your heart be your guiding key. Oh look, it's that group. I just noticed that. It was Dolorious Bear. Weren't they just in Limsa just a few minutes ago? Also, those are skeletons. Jesus. You're Brygon Misterall, I take it. Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bowl Lord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deepcroft and purge it of the Lambs of Dalamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged slowly before the calamity put an end to the 6th Astral Era. The cultists took the Lesser Room, Dalamud, for their god, believing that it would deliver them from the devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The Lambs of Dalamud are convinced they're heretics, that is to say, everyone but them interfere with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that is now their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in the Deepcroft, you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. So now Temptera Deepcroft should now be available to play. And this is another one where I go through NPCs with. I was at level 27 while doing this, but they would like fix their level for you so that it's like an appropriate difficulty level. All right, let's begin the second dungeon. There are achievements in the there are achievements in this dungeon, or in these dungeons as well, as you see in the green little window. Party member, duty menu, yep. That's pretty much all the same here. But yeah, Stardew is actually pretty fun. I'm pretty sure that that's the kind of game too that's not like content friendly. And in a sense is that it might get a little bit boring. If I was to make like video content of that game, and even like Harvest Moon to think about it, it might get a little bit boring. So yeah, it's best not to do videos for that game. And that's funny. I try to make content for every video game I play. As a matter of fact, like I still feel like I should have played a lot more games in my childhood. I played a lot of the same games in my childhood through like the GameCube, the 64, and even the Nintendo Wii. There was definitely a lot that I should have played. Even the DS. Like, there was a lot of DS games that I missed out on, I would think. Like, I have never beaten any of the Zelda games, like the Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. God, could you imagine, like, getting those games at, like, actual retail price before they were inflated in the flea markets? That would have been a dream. Because what was it, like, I could always remember when I bought the Xenoblade Chronicles for Wii, the first one, that was like 90 bucks. At like a retro game store that I always go to. But I could, actually, yeah, no. They released the Switch version of that, which is at regular price for like $79.99. And this is Canadian, by the way. They have Princess Peach Showtime at that same price too. But what was it that was like a lower price now? I think it's Detective Pikachu Returns. For like $65. Yeah, Canadian currency is too much. There was a lot of 3DS games that I missed out on growing up. I mean, what did I mostly play throughout that entire existence of the 3DS? Like, Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Omega Ruby, Pokemon X. I played Rumble Blast, Super Mystery Dungeon. Yeah, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Super Smash Brothers for 3DS. Super Mario 3D Land. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I never had Kid Icarus Uprising before, and I wish I kept it too because I sold it, and now it's at a price of like $90 at retro stores. In fact, I think the most regretful thing I sold, and I didn't even realize this, and like I didn't even realize it. Wow, stuttering. I didn't even realize this because I never had a Game Boy player until now. I now finally have a Game Boy player. I think I've told this like many Let's Plays ago. Like, I finally have a Game Boy player for the GameCube. But the games that I sold beforehand was Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon Leaf Green and Pokemon Sapphire. Also known as one of the most expensive ass games in the Game Boy Advance. When you're finding Pokemon Emerald through like retro stores, be prepared for a price of at least like $280 Canadian. That's how much Pokemon Emerald is. And I really fumbled the ball on that one. I really fucked up. Like, how was I supposed to know I wasn't able to find a reliable Game Boy player? I think, yeah. I was at the store. I was at the retro store in Toronto, and I asked if they had a Game Boy player that came with a disc. And they did. They did have it with the disc. And they were telling me that if I was to have it cheaper, I would need to have it without the disc. And there is actually a way to make it work by playing a different game as like a debug menu to play the Game Boy player. And I was like, that's way too much effort to go through that. Because I went through a lot of trouble going through the homebrew menu, like the homebrew channel on the Nintendo Wii back then, and using Action Replay. I'm pretty much fine with just buying the real deal, like the one with the disc. So I did that. I got a Game Boy player from that with the disc. I think it was at a not bad... Actually, I might have gotten that through Christmas money. It was either Christmas money or birthday money. I'm not sure. Not sure what it was, but it was any one of those... It was either one of those special days that I used it for. And it was totally worth it. I now have a bunch of Game Boy Advance games, which I still need Pokemon Emerald back. Yeah, still, like, there was a lot of games that I have yet to play that I should have played in my childhood. Which is what I actually did through my Easter weekend with my family last weekend. Actually, yeah, no, it is last weekend. I went to try out playing the remaster of Metroid Prime, Mega Man 8, the one with the animated cut, like the anime cutscenes and the terrible voice acting. Donkey Kong Country 2, and the first Punch-Out with Mr. Dream, because Nintendo doesn't get the licensing for Mike Tyson. And I could have swore I played other games, but I tried out my Japanese physical copy of Phoenix Wright, the Ace Attorney trilogy, and it does play in English. It does play in English, so that's good. I don't need to... I don't need to use any money to swap out the Japanese copy for an English copy. Okami is also a Japanese copy, but it also plays in English. Thank God for international ports. Thank God for localization. I think we did what we could with our Easter weekend plans. Like, I think I went home early on Friday just to spend time with them. I could have swore we watched like a lot of stuff, but the only thing I remember us watching was the latest Ghostbusters movie, the Frozen Empire. It was okay. I've never actually seen like the last one. Like I know I worked on the one with all the females in 2016, but I never actually watched the one after it. What was it called? Ghostbusters Afterlife? That's the one I didn't watch, but I watched the Frozen Empire. It was okay. I think it did like bring back Slimer. And a lot of the original cast too. So that was pretty much, it was pretty much just like a collaboration. Although the climax of that film too was kind of underwhelming. Like, it should have been more catastrophic, if you know what I mean. Like, that guy that released all the ghosts from the Ghostbusters place, like the firehouse thing, it had like that pipe that kept all the ghosts inside, then they released them. They should have caused a lot more havoc into the city. Like, they should have brought back the giant Marshmallow Man or the Statue of Liberty that happened in the sequel. Or maybe some of the other older antagonists that they had in the original films. Like, that would have been cool. But all that ever happened is that they released the ghost, they had their small fight in the firehouse, and that was it. And this is, I don't know if this is like spoiler alerts for anybody who hasn't watched it yet, but like it was decent, but like the last part was like a little bit underwhelming. Like the fight wasn't even that catastrophic. The ice god or whatever he was called, like he was just destroying them until like the power of family and the flame god that this one guy had, like actually, yeah, no, the flame god that used to capture this ice god. Just the power of family is all that matters. But that was pretty much it, really. I did like how the original cast was casted. Like, it had everybody, like, I know the guy that played Spangler passed away, like, a long time ago. But I think they made him show up in the Afterlife one, and that was very touching. If I remember correctly. I did try out, like since my older sister and brother-in-law came to visit for the weekends, they brought the MetaQuest 2. It was like a VR headset that you can try and play games with. And it was so cool. I only got to try out like a couple of games they had. They had like the tutorial game. And then I played like Fruit Ninja and this, a little bit of this Final Space one. That was pretty much it, really. But I definitely know for sure, like, that's the kind of VR stuff that, like, if you had that thing on for, like, more than an hour or so, like, you start to have your eyes hurt. Or even your brain hurt. I think they put that thing on me for too hard. Or too tight. But it was pretty cool. Oh, we're still getting some like plundered treasure. I guess it's for like the early treasures that you get. Yeah, plundered battle axe. Since I'm already like level 27 or going to be level 28 once this is done, it's going to be like a weak ass weapon to me. So I tried that for a bit. We watched the Ghostbusters movie. Played a lot of games that I wanted to try in my spare time, which I did. And I feel like I want to do a little bit more. We had, oh yeah, our Easter dinner. So it was pot roast. And pot roast is, if anybody doesn't remember my favorite food of all time, it's pot roast. Pot roast is the fucking shit. I could even have it with the fat involved, and it would still taste good. Like, I can just chew it away and I would still have that taste and texture of like juicy, tender, succulent meat. Succulent seafood. Yeah, that was our Easter dinner at my mom's, and it wasn't actually from M&M Meat Shop. They actually got that from Costco, which you can get it for cheaper. Because I've actually been hearing that they've been overpricing their products at M&M Meat Shops, which I'm now starting to wonder, like, should I just get a Costco membership instead, just to get the food that I like there? Like, I know I would feel like Costco is a marketplace that you would do for your family and not just by yourself. That's what I think what Costco is like. when I see their foods. Like, they always come in, like, huge packs. Like, just anything in, like, a huge bag or a huge container or shit like that. And they'd be, like, the most ridiculous prices. But pot roast? It's apparently, yeah, you get, like, you can get, like, boxes. Probably, like, smaller than the M&M's ones. I actually don't remember the sizes of them, but you can get them for cheaper than M&M meat shops. The sealed barrier is broken. Now to take on more cultist leaders. We just have to destroy 2 more orbs, and then I think the boss should be right after. Yeah, so we did that. We watched the movie. We had pot roast for Easter dinner at Mom's, and then we had like yeah, it was just pancake breakfast at my dad's on Sunday with like a lot of treats. I think we had like too much treats, but I felt like the kids mostly ate them all. And they had like kites to play. We had a bonfire. Our dog Guinness, or my sister's dog Guinness, has grown so big since I last saw him. He's actually like, I don't know if he's a little bit more behaved than we saw last time when I was there for Christmas. But I could definitely see that I was like pretty okay near him. All right, this will be the boss. Who summons me from the void to reside within this crude vessel? It's that guy from Baldur's Gate. This is the guy from Baldur's Gate, the Emperor. Come hither, children of dawn. His name is Galvanth the Dominator. No, it's literally the guy from Baldur's Gate. Look at him. Oh my god. That's a game I really want to try playing on stream. Baldur's Gate 3. I can't wait to see how people react to my choices. Like, that's probably not a game that I would do for, like, content, but, like, maybe stream VOD content. If I can. I just don't know about making a second channel just like I did years ago. When I did a second channel based off of YouTube poops. But yeah, like when I was at my sister's for Christmas last year, it was hell with my allergies. Like everywhere I was, like sitting on the couch in the living room watching like Christmas movies, seeing the kids having fun and all that, there was like the dog all over the place. And where I had to sleep, I could not sleep in the air mattress because it had a hole in it. So I had to sleep on the couch, and that probably also had dog hair in it, which I had to suffer through. But it was only for like a weekend too, so it wasn't too bad. It was just hell to feel that amount of allergies. Come on, you're almost there, buddy. You can get this tentacled son of a bitch. Got him. Got him. Let's go, buddy. And we leveled up too. Ba 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 ba. Victory Screech! Victory! That's the second dungeon done. See, now you'll start to get ones that say like unable to obtain a certain set of armor or stuff like that because you already possess one. You can't have more than one reward, or you can't have more than one of the same item for some reason, and I just couldn't understand that. But I still had one. But yeah, Easter weekend was pretty fun. I tried so hard not to complain about myself, but there was a few instances, but I still like just wish I should not like talk about anymore. I've done that so much in my past. I even like rummaged through some old like Twitch clips that I found through a certain website. And some of them were like just no context, or some of them were so like, why the fuck did I say that? There was an Overwatch clip that I had where it's like, yeah, Kat is right. Cell never had a community like her. And I was like, what the fuck? I really said that? Dude, like, holy shit, why did I say that? I was so like mean to myself back then. But being like 10 to 11 years late on my Let's Play channel, there's still plenty of time to improve. Especially through my mental health. Welcome back, Brygon. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deep Croft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. Bateron's ringing endorsement left me in little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. Bolord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has come an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves, with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate the point. Avery's gone, and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you to age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. Bah! To the hells with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving. And it'd be too soon if I ever see your faces again. Goodbye, and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by the way of some parting advice, get rid of Avery's head. Bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it. But for God's sakes, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, alright? Wait, don't leave me alone. Please. I'm sorry, Avir. Please forgive me. And that's what toxicity feels like. Scenes like this have become all too common. That makes 12 times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventures of your experience. I can send men like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ul'dah. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in the task, say the word. Yeah, no, that is what a toxic chat feels like. That's what happens when you're toxic to your supports. Call of the Desert. So you're not averse to taking a little trip. Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ul'dah. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultan's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you'll pull through unscathed. Now off you go, Brygarn, and good luck. So now we should be able to go across to Ul'dah to take care of a dungeon that's over there, since we've taken care of the ones in Limsa, and we've taken care of the one in Gridania. The Steps of Nuld. Now, I think this part is being recorded in the same episode, but it's April 30th right now of 2024. This is actually 2 days after my birthday. That just happened on the 28th. So I am now 31 years old. And I don't feel a lot different. Like, when I turned 30 last year, like, that was a big change. Like, I had like a big thing where I went to bowling and then went to a billiards bar in Whitby with my friend Tan and my longtime friend Patrick, and also my sister and family. Even my older sister and brother-in-law came down to see us. I don't know about the kids though, but I think they also had the dog Guinness as well. Maybe, or maybe that was when maybe that was on either my stepdad's birthday or their anniversary or something like that. Actually, their anniversary will be coming up soon. Because didn't we? I think we had that in July, actually. Their anniversary is coming soon. Yeah. So I'm 31 years old. I kind of had a good time. Actually, I know this is still like pre-recorded from watching a video, because the Audacity file of the original recording got lost, and I am now starting to wonder that my hard drive may be broken, because I was also going through my Pokemon Mystery Dungeon videos, and I think something happened when I was moving it towards my laptop and back again, that a couple of the videos there got corrupted, and now I can't recover them. But I did upload them to YouTube before it happened, so I'm good. But note to myself that I have to actually... Yeah, I don't know what I'm even doing here. I'm just standing there looking at my armory. Oh, maybe I'm looking at some new equipment that I have to wear. That's what it is. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I was trying to try on new equipment. But yeah, note to self, check my hard drives better. And also, like, don't make them full again. You used to do that, storing up all your videos that you've uploaded since day one. Just because I wanted to keep them for, like, clip's sake, like, for YouTube shorts or TikTok. But that might just be causing problems of, like, storage-wise. But once I get all my, like, recordings edited and I'm all set for future projects, then I'll be able to handle that piece by piece. Like, I shouldn't be able to, like, rapid record and stock them up somewhere so that I know for sure that I'll edit them later. Because it gets pretty damn long.